Hello, everybody. This audio sound good? Looks like it. Cool. So I did a little bit of editing to this background that I have up here before the stream started. So I added like a little like shading, kind of like a lot of the other text on my channel and thumbnails. I don't know. I think it looks a little bit better. All right. So let's switch over. Studio, do you want to work? No. Ah, there we go. Alright, so the first thing that I really want to start on is doing the angled part. That's going to be one of the... no, I don't have Flight Sim 2020. Is that even out yet? I think it's just an early, like, access to certain people. Okay. I haven't heard too much news about it, just besides, like, the early stages of it a couple weeks ago. So that game's finally out. That's really cool. I don't have the funds to buy it right now, but... And also, FSX, I'm not very good at all. It's just like, it's a lot easier to get into if you actually know stuff about aircraft and like how to operate them, but I don't know all the technicalities. Well, if it's already released, I would definitely expect a lot of bugs, considering that it just released, and a couple weeks ago they said it was in early access that had a lot of bugs as well. So there's no surprise there. Okay, so I think this is the approach that I'm going to use for making these stripes. The version is easy though. You set arrival and departure. Oh, as long as autopilot's a lot easier to set up, that would be great, because I was doing manual flying the entire time in FSX. VFR. No idea how to set up the IFR stuff. Alrighty, so here's what I'm going to do. So this is going to be the part that goes from here all the way over here. And then goes down to... Actually, wait, no. I'm going to overextend it real quick. So that way I can bring that down there. Yep. And back. Of course, 9 o'clock at night is the perfect time to vacuum. Why are they doing that at this time? It's not that outdated, sir. My computer. Calculator. Poke's Windows version is outdated. No, it's not. I actually did a lot of updates within the past few weeks. Your version is still... No, it's not 1904. It's the 2000 version. Alright, there we go. Good start. Then we duplicate that. And I'm going to need another copy of that. Union. Oh, actually, no. I am forgetting a step. What? Oh, yes. This needs to go down. No, without moving the entire truck. And that looks good. Much better. Alright, so this is a negative part, so what I need to do is duplicate that, cut that one out, and cut this one out. Give me a second here. Alright, there we go. This appears to be correct. This appears to be lining up. I think I'll just union those two together instead of cutting that down the middle with another negative part. It would save me a lot of time. And then I'm going to need to cut all of these unions in half. There we go. Very nice compartment door. Will, I'm not scared of you, no. Number one. Number two, non-developers should definitely not be in the fire truck team create. This chat is more toxic than Chernobyl. I agree. Classic Will, this is why he gets his mod permissions removed, because he's just gonna sit here and whine in the chat. Just because he's not a part of SoNY anymore. There we go, very nice. The angle looks a little bit steep, but I mean, I can't really do too much about that. It's essentially how it is in real life. I don't know, it's just the Roblox edition that looks steep, or it's just the fact that they have the covers on it for the tools, the pike poles and all that. I don't know. We'll see. So I didn't realize that Will was still in the fire truck team create, so now there's a huge like security risk because I don't know what he has. I sure hope he doesn't have anything, but I just had to remove him. I didn't realize he was still in here. So now we have a problem. Alright, so what else to do on the truck? We gotta add the spot for the hooks. You have an echo going on. Not on my end. Alright. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut into this door that I just did. I think that would be the smart decision to do. I have your stream playing on Discord and YT. Oh, yeah, that's definitely gonna cause some echoing of what I say. All right. So, do we want to go that far or that far? I think the wider version's gonna be better. Yeah. Alright, so then this comes down about 2 steps. Is that 2? No, it's not. That was like 3. Go down 2 steps. And then the bottom, we'll give it 3. Maybe 4. Yeah, we'll give it 4. All right. We're going to go up on that side, down on this side. So then this is going to be a part that holds the poles of the hooks steady while the truck is driving. Big news in SoNY. We actually finished our first session 1 of the FDNY Academy. So it's very exciting. So that means that the Academy's starting to get in swing. We're starting to do trainings, and then a higher chance that the class will graduate sooner. Will says it took you way too long to do that. Well, it took you way too long to get off your ass and start working on some training guidelines. Oh wait, you still didn't work on them. And you wonder why you're not chief of training anymore. So then Jersey was the only one working on them. DHS is actually coming back. Samulica, who's the new director, pinged me earlier today that he's going to start doing some work. Let's see, did I use metal on the other rear mounts? I may have. I did not. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, Jersey actually did a really good job on our department handbook and guidelines. I'm going to go back and do some editing and revising of some of the wording that he used. But otherwise, it's pretty much there. The actual Academy handbook, as for what the sessions do, is relatively finished, the training guide. I think there's still a little bit more work to do on the later sessions, but we don't have to worry about that as we're just starting session 1s. There's going to be multiple session 1s. So that way everybody can have a chance to get that session taken and then go and do session 2 next. So, I mean, the session went really well, and there was a lot of positive feedback from the candidates in Discord. So I'm very happy about that, that they like the teaching style that I use. My focus is less on doing, like, physical training that they would do in other groups, just because you're not learning anything. It's Roblox. You're literally doing physical training by pressing a space bar. It's not motivating you to do anything. How long will each session last, and are you doing them in the Academy or the map? The session today lasted exactly 1 hour, so I was very pleased with that. The sessions are supposed to be short. The sessions are supposed to be short, so that way you don't have to sit there for a long period of time, and it gets really boring, and then you have to leave and do something else in real life. So that way you have a higher chance of completing the session and getting all the knowledge from it. So that's why there's so many sessions, is because they're all relatively shorter than, other groups that would sit there for like 2 hours and you still would not pick up on anything. So yeah, the session went really well. And we still got some ways to go, so We're going to keep up, keep moving, and I'm going to keep doing my teaching. Trying to spread the fire knowledge that I know to other people who are interested in becoming firefighters. Not just in Roblox, but also in real life. No, you cannot get a 50th second chance. Will. It looks like this is mounted to the outside of the metal plate. So, hang on. So this would look like... something like that. So I would have the two negative parts. Just gotta grab this one. I think I got it here. Yep, there it is. Oh no, I gotta widen the outside. There we go. Boom. Nice and simple. We have a little bit of a line there, which I'm not a fan of. But I guess I'm going to have to deal with it. It's not that visible, so it's relatively okay. Okay, and then... so for this one's interesting. I don't know if there's diamond plating on the backside. I might need to look at my recordings. All right, let's see. October 2019. If Google Photos would ever like to load. Any apparatus in the academy for people to learn to the drive? Not at the moment. That's part of what this truck is going to be used for. I also think this truck is due for some new handles. Because we don't have realistic handles on our fire trucks right now. So I want to add that, as well as the lights, the running lights that indicate turn signals and all that. I really want to get those added onto these trucks. And then we have the new scripts now. I finished the rescripting process. Still some testing going on to find some bugs, before I put it on the rest of the trucks. Google Photos, oh my god. An error has occurred. Please try again later. Really? Sorry, Liberty Mutual, but I don't want your customized insurance. Let's see here. Photos.google.com. Alright, Fire Prevention Week was definitely a good time to go to New York. I was originally supposed to go a week earlier, but then it worked out. Alright, there we go. My videos of Ladder 2's spare truck. This actually is helping me out a lot for this build. I just wish I kind of didn't skip over some parts of the truck, so I have more detail. Alright, so yeah, there is a back plate. The back plate is made out of metal with the diamond-plated hooks for holding the truck. At PokeUp1234, what calculator do you use? I use the built-in Windows one. Yeah. It's just the quickest one to pull up when I need it. So, like, yeah, this, this one over here is all wrong, this template. Like, there's no metal piece here. This stripe should go all the way across both doors. So this template is not the best for the rear of the truck. So that's where I'm going and building this on my own, just based off of the image references that I see. Old Ladder 8 used to have no metal backing like this truck has on the top section. That's interesting. That should be relatively easy to add. Oh, same thing with old engine 10. Or Ladder 10. Old Ladder 10. They used to have that without the backing. That's interesting. Ladder 32 had part of the backing? Like, why do these trucks have so many differences? Like, I get that they're purchased in different years, but, like, they keep moving minor stuff around, and then it's like, okay, where's the consistency? Do not move the entire truck. I would greatly appreciate that. All right, so the backing goes pretty much dead center with this plate. And then we'll see what thickness to make it. 0.3 looks good. And then we move that back. These are going to be union together. And then I make the diamond plating. Or is the whole thing diamond plated? Actually, you know, yeah. Let's do that. Alright, so this comes in that way. then goes this way. This would be extended upwards. I could make 2 of these, or I could just keep it as 1 and try and do some of this complicated shit. Grr, I hate when it's not centered. Actually, hang on. This needs to go in that way. This needs to go in that way. That goes there, and that goes there. So that way we get that nice bend. Actually, no. We're going to expand it that way. Because the inside should be thinner, and the outsides need to be a little bit wider. Alright, 5 negative parts, and we get that. Boom. When we gonna add zombies hot dog stand? I don't know. I'll need to see that. It's been a while since I've been on that team crate that has the hot dog stand. Do I want to make this match? Not really. I think it's good the way it is. Holding the poles closer to the truck to try and keep them from flinging all over the place. Alrighty. So do they have this on the other side? That is an important question. They do indeed on this truck. So let's move this over. Boom. Alrighty. Progress, progress, progress. And then our 2 cans are gonna go there. I'm not gonna add the holders for them yet. There's like a built-in light cutout here. That's all diamond plated. We'll look into that. We'll look into that later. I really want to do like all of the minor details and like just the overall visual look at the end. So the handles for the doors, the compartments, those all come at the end. So here we go. Going to ensure that all of our parts are anchored. The collisions are going to be different for the parts, so that's fine. Maybe a drive test. I'm pretty sure this will have no trouble since I didn't mess with anything around the wheelbase, so we'll do a quick driving test. I don't know if the scripts are going to work, because they're still running the older version, so there might be some problems. The newer on the squad's second piece for testing, which is in the game right now. Alright, we'll wait for the game to load completely. And then the door should open once it does. Ah, there it is. Awesome. Now I think it actually goes faster. Like, because I put this in the main map, and it didn't want to go above like 60 miles an hour. Yeah, there it is. I'm actually going to govern the speeds of all these trucks to 68 miles an hour per real-life NFPA standards, because they're not supposed to drive that fast, that quickly. They're fire trucks. They're only supposed to drive quick enough to get to a scene, but not quick enough to cause crashes. Alrighty. Ah, yes, dependencies that I had to get rid of in the newer scripts. There's errors in the output right now from this truck because there's values that are missing because I haven't set up the traffic director yet. And I don't have to worry about that in the new GUI. I can throw the new GUI on this truck and I won't have to worry about that error anymore. Because I finally made the scripts more universal. Yep, traffic director doesn't do anything. And then we got to add the rest of the side lighting. That's going to be fun. The ladder is going to be the challenging part. The ladder is going to be very difficult. Oh yeah, you don't hear the siren because my desktop audio is muted. I think it's working. I don't know. Every time I click off, OBS says like, "Oh, you're not playing any audio." Yep, it is working. Okay, cool. Will the ladders be able to go up or down? That's the hope. I gotta make the scripts for that, and the scripts for ladders on moving vehicles is a challenge. So that's the problem. How long do you feel it will take to make the NYPD Academy? Well, considering how long it's taking to make the FDNY Academy right now, I don't have very high hopes for that. And NYPD really just has a lot more setup to do that the FDNY can kind of just go along with what we have right now and expand as we get members. I actually think it's a lot easier to start the department with most of your guidelines done and then do your edits and changes and revisions as you start to see stuff happen in your department. So just having a general base and then being able to work off that based on what you hear, see, and whatever happens in the department. Oh, new update. Let me stop the truck here. Apply parking brake. And hop out. I finally did the ambulance texture. This was a pain in the ass because I don't have a UV map for this cab. So I literally had to essentially make my own UV map, and I still barely understand it. And there's some small issues that I could sort out later, but it's just way too annoying to worry about. The striping is going to be difficult, so I might just do my decal method for when I don't have a UV map. That's what I did on this old cab, which we're not going to be even using at all. I mean, it's, yeah, not the greatest. We gotta put the PKFA logo on this, if possible. I don't think we can. Yeah, ambulance lighting. I still need to do a lot of scripting and some additions to the back. And then interior. I want to try and do the actual interior of the ambulances, so that's going to take a lot of time as well. Luckily, we have been doing, in my local EMS squad, they've been doing some like speccing because they're interested in using COVID support money to get a new ambulance, which would help them out a lot. So they're looking at ambulances and all that, and that's helping me get a better understanding of how I'm going to do the setup and what type of features are going to need to be present in this ambulance. Cookie Crumbler says Engine 8. Well, yes, we do have Engine 8. Engine 8 is 3 trucks down right here. Engine 8. And Engine 7, I want to get Ladder 1, but that's the tower, so still got to finish my version of it. Engine 1's with Ladder 24. Got Engine 10 with Ladder 10 down the line, 54, 65, Squad. Engine 4, the KME, the only one that we have in the fleet so far. I'm sure that there will be more KMEs as I work in looking up Harlem and Upper East / West Side companies. Ladder 4, Ladder 8, Ghostbusters truck. Ladder 10, 24, Ladder 2, and 25. 25 got a ladder board update based on the current 2017 ladders. Because as you see from Ladder 24 over here, that the text is more like blocky, kind of like the university style that they have on their numbers. Whereas here they have more like a modern style font. That's what they have in real life. Engine 7 should have a PA. It's going to be very easy for me to add that once I put the new chassis scripts on it. Chassis scripts on it. English good. And Rescue 1, not too much change on that. I have been looking into the interior compartments on some of these trucks. So eventually I'm going to figure out how the shelving and stuff like that is laid out inside of these compartments and try and set that up on some of the trucks. That's going to be a very long process, but I think it will be worth it in the end once I can put out some of the tools. When do you think Rem will go back to working? I don't know. That's up to him. I hope that he gets back to work because his academy building is still in need of attention. It needs to be done. So our first training was actually held in the main game. And it went really well. So unfortunately, because the academy's not finished, that's what we have to do for now. But it is working. Are any of the engines getting updates soon? Honestly, my future plans is to scrap all of these right now. All of these Seagrave cabs is just to get rid of them. Because these are the oldest cabs that are still in the fleet, and I have to do a lot of upgrading to them. So they're in need of a lot more detail. Even an interior revamp on a lot of these trucks is needed. So I want to redo the engine cab, and then I'm going to redo the Ferrara cab for the third time in the future. Definitely not now. Now we don't have the time to do that. And I also want to redo the back of the Ferrara, because the Ferrara has the oldest rear that is still currently in service. And there's some inaccuracies here. Like this compartment right here should be a double compartment. This compartment right here is way too big. So yeah, a lot of changes that need to happen there. Actually, is this not a straight through compartment? It's not. This needs to be a straight through compartment as well. So that's my plans for the future, is just to redo all of these Seagrave cabs. That's going to be a pain in the ass, but I think it will work out a lot better. Hence why I'm not really doing a lot of updates to them now, because I'm just going to make all of those changes at a later date. Here's the navigator light bar. I have some minor setup for it done. I have minor scripts for it set up, but still none of the light patterns or anything on that, just the shut off on the new scripts for the trucks. So that way when I do put this on a trucks, I already have the shut off scripts for it there. So when you hit the overhead switch, that it will actually shut off. Should. I haven't tested it yet because I don't have the light bar scripted. And then here's the new SLRs that I'm going to be putting on the newer trucks. So you might have noticed that Squad 18 second piece has 3-pod and then the split 6-pod. Do the ladder storage compartments open? Not yet. I'm going to be working on that in the future. I have plans for the roll-up doors. I just got to figure out how I'm going to do it. What is this? What is broken off? Oh, wait, no. That looks like the top of... Yeah, it's from that. Okay. Poke spends so much time, it concerns me. Yep. I put a lot of time and research and all that into my work. Squad 18 second piece, obviously still a work in progress, needs a lot of lighting. Some model updates need to be done to the roof. And compartments are good. Texturing on the cab is needed. The poles that go up on the sides. So yeah, a lot of updates and fixes, but they're slowly being rolled out. I've got work on converting the hazmat cab over to a chassis. This is the only cab that is still running off of the old chassis. So this is getting switched over. Tiller 20, not too much work I have put in this since the last stream. Still need to script some of these rear lights that I've added fairly recently, and add the compartment handles, which I also might update the compartment handles. I'm thinking about it. I need a truck that has the new ones. Down the line, Rescue 1's like the only one that has it. So yeah, as you can see, like these handles on the doors, they need to be changed. They need to be updated. Because these look like they're opening from the side, which the FDNY doesn't have. They're opening from the bottom. Alright, so Rescue 1 with the newer compartment handles. So, as you see here, these are the newer compartment handles that I designed. I really... Oh, why did I go all the way over here? The fucking ambulance has them. I really like these ones, but there's I want to add the little kind of extension that they have that usually has like a lock. So that's some update that I want to do as well. So all this stuff is in the plans. I'm trying to put more of these updates and changes on the Trello as I go, as I think of them. And I can always look back at this stream if I forget anything. So yeah. And I'm doing some updates to some of the Seagraves currently. So as you can see, like, which truck? Yeah, 54. So compare 10, the 10 engine, the stripes, how high they are up on the door to this. This is how they're actually supposed to be set up on the newer Seagraves. On the older Seagraves, they're supposed to be this high. On the newer ones, they're supposed to be lower, like this. That's something that I noticed recently, because these headlights need to set lower, and then the top yellow stripe extends over the outer edge that surrounds the headlights and all that. So yeah, that's another thing that I'm working on. So like tiny little minute details like that I just look at. Yeah, we got to pay some attention to Battalion 9 as well. I got to do the textures for it. It's going to be a lot of headache and pain just to line up all the stripes and all that, but when it's done, it's going to look really badass, I think. Cuz I mean, these ones came out pretty good. I got to redo the orange. I have to look into that. To make it the newer orange color. Have you made Engine 23? No, I have not, and I don't think that we're going to have Engine 23. Since they're based in the northern part of Midtown, right underneath Central Park, and we don't really have the room for that in the map. I really want to start getting Lower Manhattan companies and Upper East and Upper West Side companies. So Upper West Side, you have Ladder 25, and then I want to do the Collapse Rescue 1. And that's actually where Division 3 is going to go once that station is implemented in the game. It's not going to be at 24's quarters anymore. Ladder 24. Ah, yes, the tiller. I gotta add, like, the blinker indicators inside of here so that you know where the truck is turning. Also, why is the white off? Oh, it's because I separated it and reunioned it. That's why I can't walk into it either. No, do you want to turn? Apparently it doesn't want to turn in this game. Oh well. Maybe it only works more if I'm moving the truck on the cab, which I can't drive both at the same time because that's not right. Audio just cut out. Not on my end. I can't wait to see this tower ladder done. I'm also doing some small updates to get the reflectance of these matching to the grill. I didn't have it like that before, and I feel like it's needed to get them matching and be more consistent. Yeah, still gotta work on the center outriggers. It's gonna be a hassle. And then the last thing to do is gonna be the ladder with the bucket, and that's a challenge. Because I'm not very familiar with tower ladders, I'll be honest. I don't have a lot of real life experience with them, so. Oh wait, you know what? No. I know why it's not working. It's because the truck is anchored, so that way it doesn't fling. Like that. So that way you can't push it. Oh, there we go. No, still can't turn. Oh, no, the wheels moved. They turned. Poke, we need tower ladder. I know. But it's annoying. Does anyone know how to build a fire truck? I'm trying to build one, but it's so hard. I have a tutorial series on that, and you can watch these streams. Alright, so then once I get all these compartments set up and opening and in working order, that's going to be good. And then we get to the ladder in the rear. Which one? Do you have a link? I think there's a playlist. Yeah, there is a playlist. It's on the main part of the channel. So if you go to the home page, scroll down a little bit, you'll see created playlists. Or I think the actual playlist as a whole was displayed. We're getting ladder 6 and engine 9. You can thank North Jersey Coastline for that since he's making their station. Well, I also did want Satellite 1, so I'm going to have to do it anyway. So that would be 2 tiller trucks in the Manhattan map. Yeah, Lower Manhattan's going to be really cluttered with fire stations. I refuse to drive any fire truck unless it's a spare or has PA 300. Well, you're in luck because this truck does have a PA 300. And is a spare. Foam. Everybody wants the foam units. But, like, I don't know which foam units are in Manhattan. The international trucks. Because I've only seen them with, like, 100 digits. Or you have Foam 95, I believe, is one of the newer ones. I think they do. I'm not sure. For some reason, I can't get the parts to fit into the blueprints. It's really up to your preference as to what looks better on the blueprints. Poke, you better answer my question. I refuse to drive anything but a helicopter. I actually might have an idea here. Should do it during stream though, because it might take me a little while. So, I'll hold off on that. I want to put the Bureau of Training on the door. And probably the front. Can you stack all the engines and ladders? I want to see what it looked like. Can you compare them to the size of the Empire State Building? Well, the new Empire State Building or the old one? Unfortunately, you can't hear the Q siren in this Team Create. I don't know why. It just doesn't like to rev up and rev down. It just locks in its position. I don't know what's up with that. But if I take it to the main game, then it works. Stack all the engines and ladders. I don't... Why? How do you make parts so skinny? Scaling them down using the scale tool? I don't know why. It just said that I'm still playing the game even though I'm not. Roblox Studio is extremely broken. Hang on, I'll get your Q2B real quick. I think you'll like it. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to cheat it. So what I'm going to do is, by the way, that's new. That's the new loading screen. Give me some input on if you like that one or if you want me to go back to the old one. I did like the old one because it had all the text moving. But the new one gives you like a slideshow of images. So I don't know, and I feel like the new one could have some text improvements, like the old one did. Here's the new player GUI that Jamie's working on currently. It's not complete yet. It still needs to display more information, but it does have a working health bar, unlike the last one. So eventually I'm going to do some text improvements to the new loading screen. So that way we get that scrolling effect that we had in the original one. I think that would make it look a million times better. All right, so here we are at Rescue 1. I hope Deputy Nico is still watching, because this one's for him. Next thing you know, meeting center gone. I don't think that's gonna happen since I'm the one who built most of. What the fuck? What? Okay. This is why we get spawned at the station. So that way I don't have to go all the way back to a different location. All right, ready for Q? I think it's Q time. You're welcome. Wait, it says we know here. Bro, what the fuck? Why does it not like to connect? Alright, I had to turn the volume down. So can you hear it? Bro. Alright, I'm sure you can hear it now. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So as you can see, the QTB spins based on the pitch of the sound. So if I hit the brakes and cut it off to where it's not sounding anymore, boom, it stops. Train horn. So there you go. Rescue 1. Another cool feature that we have is, as well, some people don't know this, is that we have a remote garage door button. So essentially, from the driver's seat or the chauffeur's seat of the truck, I can hit the minus key, and the garage door will begin closing, as long as I'm close to the station. So if the door's closed and you need to back in, or you need to get out, you can hit it from the driver's seat without having to worry about pressing the button on the side of the garage door. That was a huge problem that I had with other games that I've played in the past, like Mano County, where you're trying to fidget to press the garage door as you're backing into the station. You don't have to worry about that now. Alright, so Rescue 1, the newer aerodynamic light bars that I'm going to be replacing all the other aerodynamics with. Although the problem is that the aerodynamic light bars might not actually last that long in real life. Since the 2008 engines are going to get replaced soon. The brand new 2020s are fucking sick, though. Another thing as well, takedown lights. I haven't set them up on all of the trucks, but Rescue 1 definitely does have it. And it is amazing. Lights up the area very nicely. Alright, any other game things that you want to see in this stream? This is a general development stream, not just solely focused on the spare. Even though it's supposed to be, and I should be working on it the full stream. But a lot of you guys ask questions about the game, and I really like to show off what we have done so far, because I'd like to be as transparent as possible. Oh, new feature. A new feature that has recently been added into SoNY, you can find at the Pret-a-Monger, which is French for like good eats or something like that. Alright, so if I start a fire here, nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. That one. We now have fire alarm systems installed. So there's fire alarms installed. And then when FDNY arrives, anybody on the FDNY team, when they're coming in for their search or to put out the fire, can go over to the fire control box, and it will cut the alarm so you don't hear the annoying sound all the time. So that way you only have just to put out the fire, and you don't have to hear the buzzing of the fire alarm the whole time. So this box was really easy to make. I really didn't put too much time into this. I wasn't going for ultra detail, just making a working system, and you know, it still looks pretty decent and accurate. So I think that's a really cool thing that we're gonna have for interior-based fires. So that way you can disable and enable. That way you can disable the fire alarm system once it's going off. And certain streets are currently named, so do take note of that. Not all of them are. I haven't decided which blocks are going to be based off of what. So yeah, this is based off of 6th Ave and 48th Street, I believe. I don't know if this area is the particular thing, but we're going to call this one 48th Street. And it's generally approximately this area. So this is based off of a real building. Thanks to Rem for making this. These three buildings are all based off of real buildings next to each other on 6th Avenue. Also thanks to Rem for making this. This is Rem. This is Rem. Yeah, he did a lot of work on 6th Avenue buildings, and it did make the area look a lot better. Ladder 8 quarters, 17th precinct. Rem is doing the interior based off of what I could tell him based on my memory and what images we could find on their Twitter. So that's going to be really nice when it comes out. I really hope that Rem finishes his project. New building made by Zombie, who wants to come back to the dev team since he did go on a leave from it. So this is based off of the commercial center next to Engine 54 Ladder 4's station. See, instead of staples, it's paper clips. We have Starbricks coffee, some rentals. I guess there's like rooms up here. And then the parking. It's very likely that I'm going to move the Civ spawn down here into an underground parking garage. Who made 54's house? That was the work of me and this guy, Chief Max Aviation. We did this together. So I click on the door, and I get put on the team. Boom. Now, as you saw in the development team create that I was just on earlier, we have Engine 54 and Ladder 4 currently loading in. There we go. Oh, Battalion 9 just decided to sink through the ground, which is perfectly okay, because that's what our respawn buttons do. They fixed that. So here we have Battalion 9 with a navigator light bar on the roof. I still need to do the high-rise bar with the traffic director. That's going to be really nice when it's done. And then the rest of the lighting on this is mostly like ions or something like that, smaller ones. '54 never missed a performance. FDNY. I'm gonna need to do some texture overhauls once I get the chance. These are still using some older textures that I can update to make them look even better. And then ladder 4. 4 truck. Yeah, no, there's no stripes on the battalion truck because I still have yet to finish that. I'm getting there. It just takes time. Alright, so and a lot of people also ask if we have the voice, like the tones that go off in the station, and we do. Once I hit the next button. There we go. 2194 5642 West 104th Street between 5th and 6th Avenues for an awning on fire. I need to add more fire calls like smoke alarms, manhole fires, false alarms. I need to add some more stuff like that. I think it would be really cool. I think the FDNY in certain cases they do leave their doors open. It just depends on the station, because like some places, if you were to leave both of these doors open, you would not have any room at all to do it. Like you can't use this as a walkway. There we go. And thanks to Mano, you might have seen this previously, but we have the 4 on the ladder control box. That's an IRL thing that was added sometime within the last 1 to 2 years, I think. What the Yeah, here's the ladder tunnel. It's huge. Cat stuck in a tree at Central Park. Oh no, you're not even over there. I actually want to do some interior overhauls to the station, especially this one. This one needs to be extended so that way we can fit more rigs. The tiller should be able to fit in here. But it does not at this time, so I need to expand it. Alright, let's remove these trucks. Or my clicking can just not work at all. There we go. So that's the thing. If a truck is already spawned, it will remove it. And if the truck is not spawned, then it will add it. Poke, do you still have the classroom? Yes, I do. Is this a game you developed? Indeed it is, along with the help of my development team. Alright, so Mano asked about the classroom. Yeah, it's still here. I'll show you guys the temporary classroom that we're using for the academy. Yep, here it is. So you have these very nice desks made by Mano is my name. And this classroom really did work. And then I put some graphics up there for reference since we're doing session 1. I'm not going to try and show them to you fully, because I really want people in the academy to see that. Will this be a game FDNY Civ, or will there only be NYPD state workers? It's all pretty much any of that. Civ, NYPD, state police, Port Authority police, corrections, all that happy stuff. Port Authority right here, ambulance, not the updated version. Will there be NYPD? Indeed there is already. So Jamie's trying to do something where you click on a character instead of clicking on the door. I'm not a big fan of that to change teams. I'm not really a big fan of having the static characters that you click on to change teams. I'd rather prefer you're walking into the door for a shift, so you go over here. But that's how he has this set up currently. All right, so that just took me off of FDNY team, put me on Civ, and then I click again, and now I'm on NYPD team. Can you try SLRs on Seagrave engine 54? In a stream, or 7th Ave and West 43rd Street. Home of Rescue 1 down the block that way, Engine 65 down the block that way. I really like the updated flash patterns on some of these NYPD cars. It's nice. They also spin at different speeds as well, as you can see. Like the white ones are spinning faster, the red ones are spinning at around a medium pace, and then the outer ones, like the red and blue alternating ones, are spinning slower. Can we see NYPD, Vic, or Charger? Sure. We got the Highway Patrol, Dodge Charger. I don't know why my glass text is missing, but there's text that's on the windshield. I'm going to have to find out why that's not loading. So this is over here. We go in stage 2, and then our high risers and emergency, our message bar activate. We press K, and that will go up, just like that. I did all the textures and light bar setup, configuring all the scripts to make them work. And then the Crown Vic right here. Or it can despawn through the ground. In that case, we'll spawn another one. And if you notice that there's a lot of blank space on the spawner GUI, that's because there's images of the vehicles that are supposed to go there. I might do some tweaking to the spawn GUI. I might even remove the images entirely, just so it's a list. So it's a lot easier to see the whole list of cars instead of... because Fire Sim Coastal Heat had something like that, had an issue with that, where there was too many cars, and it just got really hard to navigate through the menus. So here we go, Crown Victoria. We can turn on the traffic director. There we go. We can change to different flash patterns. We have full flash, to the left, to out, and to the right. And then when you're responding, this is the one that you put it on. I really like some of these rear lights here, like the Crown Vic reverse lights, the flashers, and then the wigwags in the front. Another thing here is the emergency service unit rep trucks, REP. I still have to texture the cab like I did on the ambulance. So here we go. So I really like this, how this truck came out. Especially the brake lights are also on the compartment doors. So like if I go faster and I hit the brakes, you'll see them flash on the compartment doors. And those compartment doors open. All of these doors in the cabinets on this truck open. So we have this one, that one. See this one light here is still flashing while the doors open. Okay, and then that opens here. All of this opens. There you go. So that way I can put tools and shelving in here, so that way the members of the NYPD can come in and grab them. They're going to be tow trucks, so I can repo a Silverado. I don't have any plans for tow trucks at this time, but maybe in the future, I don't know. I really want to try and get as much stuff as I can into the game, but I can only do one thing at a time. Alright, I'm going to delete some of these cars. I'm eventually going to make an automatic despawn system. I just got to figure out how exactly I'm going to set it up. Let me actually head back to the NYPD station so I can go on Civ Team and just team myself FDNY and keep reading myself until I get spawned at 54's quarters. This is a little Easter egg that Jamie did. It's since he's from the UK, he made a constable hat that does the high-low sirens just as like just to mess with me because I hate high-low sirens, especially European ones. Quick question. So you know how to put the parts in light bearer 1 and sort them by G1 or G3? Or if you script each light, how can you make it so the lights won't move at the door? Either way. You can do it either way. Because if you add it into a table, which is inside of a script, it's still going to reference that light. Or you could just reference it directly. It just depends on what works. All right, here we are. So I was asked to see the lights on engine 54. Hang on, let me fix this helmet. There's like a weird helmet glitch, which is Roblox based. I've tried to fix it and I can't because it's a Roblox issue. Actually, if you want SLRs, then I'll show you the squad second piece because that has my newer version. Are you going to add dot or something like that? Well, I have plans to add the taxi and limousine commission as well as buses. So I would definitely need to open up Department of Transportation in order for that to happen. I'm going to head. We need to do a podcast style stream. Hello, I'm PokeCop1234 and welcome to my podcast. Rescue 1's still outside with the lights on, so... Oh, there it is. Let's get rid of that. Engine 65 quarters. Alright, we're at Squad 18s now. Even though Squad 18 doesn't have a Q2B on the front bumper in real life, I just think it fits a squad company better. And a lot of the other squads have it there, so... Like, there's only 2 trucks in game, Squad 18 and Rescue 1, that have actual Qs on the front. Have you ever seen Suffolk police cars? I probably have, but I don't know them off the top of my head. Now here's my newer SLR design. Much more detail on the outer edges of the base than previously. Because here's what they look like before. Not the greatest. Compared to now, where that looks like the actual SLR 3 pod. The same designs are on the split pod as well. It's just an elongated version of it. And if I throw the parking brake on in the truck, like so, then they will all go red. If I release it, then they will turn red and white. So essentially they all center themselves out, change colors, and then begin their flash patterns. Why is Mano messing with my truck? Darn people parking on top of the bays. And boom, I hit the garage door right from the driver's seat. No need to press any buttons on the door. Much like the NYPD car, I can control the traffic director. So now it's doing the flash patterns, and then the pattern will display on the GUI. It's not going to be synced with the actual light bar, but it's going to give you a general idea of what pattern is currently flashing, which is very helpful. Oh. Yes, that is true. I did not make a door animation because I didn't know how when I originally made the stations. Now I do, but I haven't done any testing of them. And I want to try to not lag the game. So I don't know. Oh, I keep hitting the back of squad. Sorry, Mano. Oh, another thing that I added too with the new GUI since I'm working with the squad. So here's some of the new EQ to B functions. If I hit the manual, switch to whale. Oh shit. Now, there's an issue that I need to fix where the PA300 and the EQ functions are getting out of sync. Unfortunately, now I can't demo that to you. But what I can demo is if I hit the manual and I get out of the truck, the manual will stop. So that way you don't have those winding sirens when somebody gets out of the truck. Manuals, my name gets fired for destroying the squad. What do you like most? Lights and sirens controlled by hotkeys. I like hotkeys. Now, I do have clickable functions. So, for example, another bug that I have to fix on the new GUI. There's always going to be some stuff that I have to fix. But if I go into the squad, Max, hop out. Danku. Alright, so if I go into the squad, right? So I can use the J key to turn off the light bar, or I can use the, by clicking the master switch, it will turn on the light bar as well. Come on, why does nothing want to work when I'm trying to demo it? What the fuck? Alright, fine. Actually, no, that might be a thing on only Rescue 1. Let me check. It's a thing on the newer GUIs, I think. That's the thing. Rescue 1 has a slightly older version of the new testing GUI, and Squad 18 second piece has the newest version. Yep, there it is. So I can click on the master switch. That's part of the newer updates. That I can click on the master switch to turn the light bar on and off. Right? And let's say I wanted to turn off a certain section of lights, like the overhead, the aerodynamic bars. I can hit the switch, and boom. Now all the other lights are flashing because the master switch is still on and they're activated, but the overhead light bar is not flashing. So I can turn on the overhead switch, and I can disable the wigwags and the front lights. So there we go. I can disable the side lights. If I really wanted to, for whatever reason, I could disable all of the lights, including the rear. Traffic director is on a completely different circuit, so you can just manually turn that off. So the master switch is still on. Technically, all these lights should be flashing, but I deactivated their individual circuits, so boom. So I can turn these back on, and then we will begin our flash patterns again. And as I demoed before, we have the takedown ability. The ability to switch between different types of sirens. So I can hit the EQ manual, or if I switch it, it will go right into the actual queue. Alright, so Hit that light bar real quick. Close that. And yes, the doors do close on the back of the rescue. I'm not a big fan of when people actually close them. Will you add helicopters into the game? Police motorcycles, and will you add the pigeons? Well, Jamie wants to add the pigeons. I think it's a really fun Easter egg to add. 1 second, I'm going to pull Rescue 1 out of the bay real quick, just so I can demo this. Much like the rest of the trucks, all of the compartment doors open, or a majority of them do. There's still some ones that I want to script and configure, but that will come later. Okay, do not get in the rescue yet. Let me pull out of the station. Alright, I'll say that right here is fine. Whatever. Alright, so I'll turn the light bar on for safety reasons. Right, so we have our straight through compartments, all of these doors, much like the ESU truck. This light is still flashing. All of these compartments open. I can't hit this one, I don't think. I'm too close to the wall. This last one. All of these doors open. I want to get these ones opening on the rear. These 4 sets. Why do rescue members always stand in the back with the doors open when it's against the rules? Well, it's easier to gear up that way because they spend no time gearing up while in station when it's much easier to hop onto the back of the rescue as you're pulling out and then gear up on your way there. They have an advantage of doing that where they have the walking room on the inside. And it's, as a person who's on a rescue company in real life, it's just a fun experience to stand up and get flung around inside of the truck. We've had a lot of good times doing that. Rescue 1 is... Yeah, the station is tiny. Even in real life, it is. I do have videos of the inside of Rescue 1 station that I'm going to be using as a reference to work on interior. So, soon. Very soon. Once I get an opportunity, I'm going to expand the station. We're going to add the old garage door that they have in the back, their table, their kitchen, their wall of unit citations. That's a real thing. They have an entire wall full of unit citations. And yes, I am a volunteer in real life. A junior member, but it's a fun experience nonetheless. I think I might record a video within the next 2 days and release it on my birthday, because that marks the official 1-year anniversary of me as a junior member in my fire department. Out of 2. Once I get through the 2-year, then I can go to the academy and get firefighter certified. But I really want to advocate for more younger people to join their local fire departments, since especially if you're a volunteer organization, because the volunteer tradition is dying in a lot of areas, and a lot of people in the younger generation are just not interested or don't hear about the opportunities of being able to join their fire departments. And I just think it's a really cool experience that a lot more people should get to have. And no, I'm not doing a face reveal, but we are coming up on 1,000 subscribers. So for that special, I'm going to sing Frank Sinatra, New York, New York. My favorite unit in the FDNY? I know this is probably like the common answer, but I'd say Rescue. I mean, it's Ferrara, and I really like the Ferrara design, especially the grille up here. I just think it looks really cool. Even the new 2020s, there's a lot of weird things about them, but they also make up for a lot of other things as well. I'm not a big Tiller guy. I'll take the rear mounts over tiller, to be honest. Why no face reveal? Maybe 2K subs. Nah, we gotta get higher numbers than that. We gotta keep the mystery going for as long as possible. You are going to get copyright. Yeah, but if I cover it, well then I'm gonna have a less likely chance of doing so. No, fuck mid mounts. Tower ladders are gay. I may need to make this station a little bit taller as well for those upper floors. Squad 18 station is too tall. I need to lower it down. I also made the some of these textures as well. I made this one. This one's from an image. I made this one. I made this one, the September 11th tribute to remember the fallen. This flag design is the like representative of the rescue company, the red, then the white, and the blue in that order. At least in the FDNY's eyes. That texture, and then I had to trace out the patch to make the seal. And now it's really cool because I have the actual patch from the station. And I had a really cool experience to be able to see the interior of the back of the truck. So a lot of this is based off of the simple design of what I could take into Roblox quickly. There's still some minor details that I can add here and there, which is always something that I like to work on in my free time on these trucks, to add more to them. Like, they're never done. There's always something that I want to add or fix on these trucks. Or even in the game in general. And then I definitely got to light up some of these buildings at nighttime. And then the Empire State Building with the COVID-19 first responder and healthcare worker tribute. As we get closer to 9/11, I'm going to change it back to the red, white, and blue design as a tribute to those who died on 9/11. And I also want to do the memorial lights somewhere down there. Somewhere down near the World Trade Center. I want to do the memorial beacons that almost got canceled this year. Almost. They try to take it away, but they're not going to be able to take away our ability to never forget. Yep, there's squad down there. Hanging out. Next stream should be a build on FDNY or map. What type of FDNY build? Oh, the Academy, yeah. It just sucks working on the Academy because I'm building buildings that I could be putting here. But then I can't put them there because they're going to be in the Academy. Bro, Squad 18 is so cool as well. Too bad I didn't get to see the truck in real life. I went to the station but didn't get to see the truck. I saw Engine 7 in real life. That and 10 truck and Engine 10. Didn't get to go inside the station though. Or at least didn't ask to. I probably should. But I'm so introverted. Like, I don't want to talk to people. Like, I know the firefighters would definitely be, like, really nice and open to me visiting the stations and seeing the trucks. But, like, I don't want to bother them. Like, I don't want to sound annoying and, like, just throw cameras in their face to try and record references for the game. Right. You have a whole group of developers that need work on Academy, so just work on the map. That's what I've been doing. That's exactly what I've been doing. Is since I assigned so many people to the Academy, I've been strictly working on improving the trucks and fixing any bugs, adding some scripts, and improving the map. That's pretty much solely what I've been doing. So, not a lot has gotten done with the Academy because a lot of people don't like to develop unless I'm physically there. New Empire State Building is going to look so much more realistic than this one is. It's just going to look so much better. And it's taller. This one's meh. Needs to be updated. But then I have to put time into the windows. So, actually, that might be development stream material. Who knows? Poke, just say you're Raph. No. No. Actually, somebody commented about that on one of my on the trailer video. Somebody's like, "Oh, you should give credit to Emerge NYC because this is essentially it." And I'm like, "Well," in my head, I'm like, "Well, you're not wrong." But I mean, how did you get up there? But I mean, there's so many differences between our map and Emerge NYC that really just brings us apart from them, and especially a lot of those differences are starting during this time in development between us and Emerge NYC. For example, like the highway. RAF only has the highway going around the map, but nothing along the outside. I want to add like the pathway, the docks, all of those types of details that would really give some more stuff into the map. And what I also want to do that separates us from Emerge NYC is expand into the Harlem section. Because essentially, Emerge NYC's map only ends at that top section that we have now. But I really want to extend and build that section of Harlem that was left out of the Manhattan map. So just trying to do some updates and upgrades that otherwise Emerge NYC doesn't have. Since their main focus is on Brooklyn map, which is perfectly understandable because working on the smaller map allows them to do a lot of the bug fixes and optimization that RAF has needed to do for a long time. And they've been doing it. They've been doing a great job in the Brooklyn map because they're working on a smaller scale. So I think it was a genius idea on his part. A lot of people were complaining like, "Oh, why are you making a new map? You need to fix all the bugs." That's why they made the new map, to fix all the bugs. So Raf's idea to do that and make the Brooklyn map on a smaller scale was genius. Because I should know, working on these maps on this large of a scale is very difficult. Poke, can you do all that? And I have minimal amount of... What? I really want to try and reduce the lag, so I'm probably going to pull a Firestone and convert some of these buildings that we've already finished into meshes. Sort of like the entire World Financial Center over here is one mesh. Like, it looks low poly and you can tell that it is, but that saves the players so that I don't have to build this entire thing into parts and it takes forever to load. It lags the game because you have large unions. So that would really save the players and everybody's computers. So it's a better option, even though it might not be the best looking, but it will be better on your computers. And it's a lot easier to edit mesh buildings, to be honest, because then you can just move them around and resize them and you don't have to worry about it. So yeah, this is the map. Now I know we didn't really do a lot of spare development on this stream. We did very minimal by just working on two set of compartment doors. But since you guys asked to see the map, I'm more than happy to demo whatever new updates or changes that we have or whatever plans I have for the future. Can you have all of Manhattan and Harlem and the highway with minimal lag? I sure hope so. We're going to definitely test the limits of Roblox. And that's been my goal from the very start. is to really see how far you can push Roblox before you start getting problems. And as long as you just keep doing the proper optimizations and trying to reduce the part count and reduce the load on players' clients and server. So, just trying to be as efficient as possible is the main goal. And then when we do Times Square, I think it's going to look so nice when we get buildings in here. It's going to be a long time from now, but when we do get buildings in here, it's going to be great. To see it all lit up and advertisements and all that. We're going to make a lot of fun parody advertisements. It's going to be great. So yeah, I'm more than happy to demo the map, more than happy to play with some of you guys whenever I have the time. The free time when I'm not working on something or just, you know, really in the mood for it. Because, like, you got to be able to set some stuff up and just do some roleplay scenario in game. Otherwise, like, you're just sitting there doing nothing. And that's gonna be the whole main point of the game. Is just it's a roleplay game, so you got to have roleplay going on. Otherwise, it's not fun. So with the FDNY opening up, I'm going to be very happy for the future because I'd say that this class is really good so far based on that first session and their applications and how I've seen them act in other times in the state. I'd say that we have a very good group going into the Fire Academy as the first class. So when they graduate, we're gonna have some. I think we're gonna have some pretty prominent leaders that take in those command positions in the future. Poke, you need to organize developers, for example, 5 on Academy, 4 on the map building, something like that. Yeah, it would be more efficient. But I put everybody on the Academy because it's a high priority item, that's why. Do more work now before school starts for everyone, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Because if we get through a majority of the academy before school starts, I don't think we're going to get through the entire thing before school starts, unless we do continuous sessions, which not everybody's going to be able to make them, and it's going to be tiring on me and Jersey's part trying to host all of them, and also make all the quizzes and all that before. It's going to be a lot of stress on us. But everybody's activity is going to drop when the school year starts. Especially because this year's very hectic and settling into the school year this year is going to be a pain in the ass. So we're going to completely understand any activity reductions. Just remember that you made a commitment to the group, and if you don't manage to keep up with that, even with our more laxated activity for stuff like the academy, the same rules still apply as they have been. Getting into the FDNY, I've stated in the FAQ video how to do that. If you have any questions about the state of New York, that's one of the first places that you should go to check them out to see if they're a frequently asked question or not. The video is on my channel. Just look for it a little bit, since it's kind of getting buried by these streams. How can you say it's bad if it's in your username? But his username is a nickname that he has in real life, not related to Mano County. Mano is my name, actually has no affiliation to being related to Mano County at all. There we go. 154, ladder 4, battalion 9. With all these pictures that I took of their memorial plaque and then their garage door. I like that. I think it looks really good. But I still got to do all the expansion because, as you can see, this station still has some room to go. But it just looks so nice, especially with all the sun rays coming through those buildings. There we go. So I'm excited for the future. Yeah, I'm very excited for the future of this game, just as much as a lot of the people in our community are. Because I really want to push this. I want to make this a good game as much as I can. Because I've seen how terrible some of the other groups out there are. Like a lot of people who are new to Roblox join Mano County because that's like the first thing that they see in their searches when they're looking for a group to join. And we definitely need to change that because Mano County is just not a good place at all. Especially after August 30th, 2018. Speaking of August 30th, the 2-year official anniversary of SoNY is coming up, and I'm going to be meeting with the Founder Advisory Committee to see what kind of special things that we're going to do. How mad would you be if Roblox broke itself completely? It does that a lot, actually. So, regarding the 30th and our 2-year anniversary, we're going to be conversing with the administration, aka the Founder Advisory Committee, to figure out what kind of special things that we should do for the 2-year anniversary. I'm thinking of maybe doing a game sale where the price will be reduced for a very short amount of time. But I don't know. We'll see. We will definitely see. Oh yeah, One World Trade Center at night. There you go. By the way, little tiny thing that you're probably not going to notice on a regular basis. I added the light at the top of the spire. Essentially the same flashing that it does in real life. Same thing applies for the Empire State Building. Way up there. You can kind of see it from far away if you look really closely on these buildings. You can see the flashing. So yeah, little stuff like that is absolutely great. We can put in some shops in here. Maybe soon we'll put in some interior to these stores. Get these opened up. Like especially the I Love NY shirts. I can sell a bunch of the FDNY shirts that we have on the FDNY group page to help support that group, or any of the shirts that we have on the main SoNY group page to help our group. So just so people can join the game and then they come here if they want to get some of the cool themed shirts that we have related to our game. Gotta do some interior updates, expand this place, give it some more details. No, I cannot show you the Spider-Man Easter egg. That's up to you to find that. I can show you Boombox Guy, but not really during the stream. I can't get too close to him because he might be playing copyrighted music. Haha, Roblox. You didn't catch these sound IDs. He still plays Post Malone Rockstar because that's like what he did originally. It was just a constant loop of Post Malone with that song. But now he has like a playlist sort of thing. Yep, there he is, Boombox Guy hanging out. If you ever want to go there, just listen to music. There's a song by Farouk Muhammad, who's an FDNY EMS captain, I think now he is, unless he retired. I don't know. I think he's still a captain. But yeah, he's over there. And it plays the song Blue Star, made by him. As well as some other like kind of inspirational songs or just general like fun to listen to songs. Boombox Guy is the best. He's the original Easter egg. I wanted to add some guy that just sits there and plays radio music all day. So there you go. Speaking of radio music, there's a Game Pass for a boombox. It's not on sale yet, but I did make our first Game Pass, and it's a boombox. So that gives us the base for any future kind of perks that we come up with along the way. You may notice the cage here. This is where Squad 18 used to be until I added station fairly recently. I'll be removing that whenever I can. And then the second piece. Alright, so I think that is it. I think that's what I'll leave the stream off at, considering it's getting close to midnight. Just remember to join our Discord, because you can get a lot of updates and changes and all of that. We have the main Discord, and then you can find the invite to the development Discord from there. By the way, if you're ever in the game and then you click the top right corner, you can see the version information. Also, the invite to development Discord is up there as well. So that gives you your change log, so that way it's not annoying and it's not in the way. Please tell me you lowered the range of the music. The range of the music is actually still very small as well. You can't really hear it from that far away. Alright, so like I said, join the Discord. Subscribe to the channel, because I do a lot more of these development streams. If you just go to my homepage, you'll definitely see that. And I'll do various videos on topics. What I'm thinking of doing for a tribute to our 2-year anniversary is going over the development history of SoNY. I think that would be a really cool thing to do over the past. Check out the past 2 years of development and progress that we've made, and see really just how far we've come in 2 years. Because I say that we have definitely come very far from where we started. Alright, leave a like on the stream if you did enjoy it. It looks like a lot of you did. Thank you very much for that support. And yeah, that's about it. If anybody has any questions, I'm very open to DMs or any of that. Just say your question. We have a questions channel in the Discord, so if I'm not available to answer it, then somebody else in the community will. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.